get access to your account, we have taken care of. First, you will get an email from the SRM AP online examinations itself. You have to check your spam folder also, in case the email goes into the spam folder. This email will consist of your account username as well as the password that you. In case you haven't received the email, simultaneously we are sending you SMSs also on the registered mobile numbers. These SMSs will consist of your accessing the portal. To access the portal, you will have to go onto the DigiProctor homepage, go to the login screen on the test taker login credentials that are given to you. These credentials are sent on email as well as SMS. Now, at times there must be some candidates who will say, "I have not received either an email or the SMS." It might have got delayed in the delivery as such. So what you can do is, we assure you, all the test takers who have their tests planned have their accounts created in our system. What you can do in that case, if you haven't got access to your password directly, you can go to this forgot password link here and enter your registered email address at the rate srmap.edu.in. The email of forgot password will go to your password and gain access to your account from the same, which you will be logging in again from this test taker login page. Now, before getting into the system, we know you have been used a lot of systems, you have used a lot of applications, but we recommend you please go through the guides and FAQs available on the portal itself. These guides and FAQs cover the whole flow of what you have to do and what needs to be done in the system as such. This covers the whole flow of the steps that you have to take, as well as step-by-step guide of all the steps you need to take care while taking a test on DigiProctor. This will cover 80% of the queries, whatever you must have before the hand. Hence, we highly recommend you navigate through these guides and FAQs available on your login page itself here only. Now, first time logging into your account, you must have got access to the same. If not, do a forget password, gain access to your account. First time when you log in into your account, you have to use a laptop or a desktop with a web camera only. And this is how your account will look like. For the first time, whenever you go into the same, it will ask you to click a live picture. What is a live picture now? We have received your images from the university itself, but we need to validate that your cameras and the devices are properly working. So hence we ask you to click a live picture of yourself. Now, while taking the picture, you have to ensure that you have a clear background. No pictures, even no hangings are behind you. No direct light is impeding into the camera so that we cannot capture you. A clear picture of your face should be captured. It gets validated with the registration image. If matched, you will get a successful message and you will land up onto your dashboard here itself. This is how your test taker dashboard will look like. Just a second. Pardon for the inconvenience as such. There was just a network disconnection. All right. Continuing into the test as such right now. As we continue into the test, this is how your dashboard will look like, and you will have to go into this test management here. This test management will consist of all the tests that you have to take. The invites of whatever tests you have to take will be received to you one day before the scheduled date at the earliest. Now, let's say you have 4 tests planned. For every test, there is a unique test key. Whatever test is scheduled, you will get the timings of the test also. Whatever test is scheduled and you have to take it on that scheduled time, you will have to click on that particular test and then have that test key copied with you to begin the test. This test key will be used to begin the test on the same. To take the test, you have to download the TestPad application from here. As I mentioned previously before, you can take the tests on either of the laptops, Windows or Mac OS, or the mobile devices, both Android and iOS. You will be able to do the same. One time you have to download the application. When the test invite comes to you, then only you will download the application and begin with the test. Once downloaded, this is how icon will be created and you will be going into the test. As the application runs, it will check for all the required resources and everything would be reflected here in this manner exactly. Anything is wrong, the webcam microphone is not working, it will turn to the red inside. This lockdown will get activated once you enter into the test. Now entering into the test. You will use the test key here to enter into your test. As we enter into the test, there would be a notification of being proctored. This is a proctor test. You will be proctored while you are taking the same, and you have to behave against the camera, be in a proper manner as such. You will be monitored by the faculties also while you are taking the test. So this would be a notice coming to you. The next step, you will have to click a picture of yourself. Again, to be ensuring you should have a clear background, no images behind you, no one have a clear background, no persons moving around. You might get an identity card validation here. In here, it works on a similar way. You will have to present a college ID only. If in case you don't have access to your college ID, you can show any government ID with your face on it. Now to click a picture of the ID, you will have to focus on the face part on the ID rather than covering the whole ID. You will have to focus on the face part and then associate the same. This all is getting logged with us for the review as such. Everything is getting logged with us, and only when the facial map happens, then you will be able to enter into the same. In case the match does not happen and any error message comes to you, you can again launch the application and do the authentication in a proper way. As we come here, you will land up on the instruction screen. In case you have entered the test before time, there would be a timer, the reverse timer going on, and this button will be deactivated. After the test duration is activated, this button gets activated and you can enter into the test. This is how the test window looks like. The questions will appear here. A navigation window is on the right. Every time you will get access to these 3 buttons, you can gain access to the instructions at any point of time, reset the response given, or mark any question for review also. Everything gets reflected in your navigation window here itself, which you can use your way to navigate through the same. Now to appear for the test, how do you appear? Objective type questions are simple to be appearing. You can click on the right option and click on the next part to do the same. You can use either of the next buttons or the navigation window here to navigate your way through the test. Keep on clicking the right answer, move on to the next part. Now there might be questions which all will be equation based. This will appear in the similar manner if you are taking it on laptop or a mobile device, similar way. You'll use these buttons or this navigation window to navigate your way through. The questions at times might consist of medias, enhanced audio, video, documents, images, anything. You can hover on the same to have a zoom view or even click on the medias to zoom it and have the clear view of the image, whatever is trying to be depicted in the same, and then answer for the one. While the test is on, you will be proctored throughout the duration of your test. So in case you're having someone else is moving in the background, everything will be spotted, and you might get this kind of alerts during the test. This was just an alert being proctored. The alerts might be generated to you via technology as well as the proctors. This is how you will get the alerts, and the total number of warnings will be displayed for you here itself. Try to have these warnings at the minimum. Whatever alert is spotted, you will have to take corrective measures and be in a proper space. So in an ideal way, your face should be clearly visible. No direct light should be going into the camera, and there should be no one else apart from you in the camera frame. You might the proctors might have some override controls and would chat with you also during the test. They can chat with you. They can pause your test in case you are trying to do anything activity mischievous. They can pause your test. This will be notified on the screen. And in worst case scenarios, even if you are not answering to their chat or pausing alerts, they can even terminate your test remotely. So that can be done. Please ensure you are in proper manner and be prompt to answer to any chat or any queries that are raised to you during the test. While you're in the test, let's say now there can be a scenario that the internet connection goes off or the device fails or it hangs in some manner. What do you do in that case? In that case, you have to be assured, firstly, your all the answers wherever you are right now, whatever time left is there, whatever questions you have answered, everything is saved. You can relaunch the application. You can force shut down your machine in case the machine is not responding or you need to get out of the same. To force shut down the system, you have to click on the power key and keep pressing it for 10 seconds. Please note, you don't have to make the computer to go to sleep, but you have to shut down the system and begin it again. In case there is a device failure, you can even begin the test from a different device, from a different laptop or a different mobile device also. You will be starting from the same point wherever you were stuck. So please feel free whenever you're getting stuck, please try to resume it again rather than wasting time on the same. Once you are done with the test, you can click on the end test button. This is how a confirmation pop-up will come and you can submit the same. This was about the objective type questions. Now we'll move to the third part of the training, which is the subjective lab. What do you, how do you respond to questions where there is a subjective types of question? There are two ways to do the same. Either you can directly type in your responses. In case it's a text-based response question, or you can use the DigiProctor upload application. Now, let me tell you about the DigiProctor upload application also. How does it work? What does it do? And how do you do the same? So we have a provision where you can write your responses on a piece of paper, associate them, click the picture of the same and associate it directly with the test. I'll show you how the DigiProctor upload app screens also looks like and what is the flow. Right now, to do the same, what I'm doing is I am trying to upload one image into the test and just show you how it works. You can write your responses. While writing the responses, please ensure that the proctoring is on and your faculties are able to see you. So in case you're taking it on a laptop, just keep the laptop on a 2 to 3 feet distance so that it is visible what you're writing as well as you're visible. As well as if you're taking it on a mobile device, just keep it 2 feet away only itself. Use a wall to stand it against with, or put it in a glass to create a stand of the same. Once the images are uploaded, you can click on this uploaded media button here to see your images being uploaded. In case there are multiple images, you can find all the images here and even reorder their sequence or even delete the particular image that is uploaded into the same. Please ensure that the quality of the image is readable and so that your answers can be evaluated properly. This is how you will respond for the subjective screens. Let me just show you how you are going to do the subjective part also with the screens here available. I'll submit the same. Once you're done with the test, this is how you can submit the same and move on to the. Once exited, you'll get back to your screens and your machine is available to you. One more piece of information here. Whenever you are taking the test, you will not be allowed to move out of the window. In case you try to move out of the window, you will get the automated alerts and your test will be paused for the particular duration, for some duration, which is the penalty duration. In case that duration exceeds, let's say you have got a 30 minutes timer, please connect to the support teams instantly. They will be able to fix it pending a particular judgment on the particular reasoning has been given that what exactly has happened in the same. Now, some best practices for uploading the application or using the upload application. While you are taking the test on a laptop, please note this part is very important. If you are taking the test on a laptop, you have to use the DigiProctor upload application. If you are taking the test on a mobile device only, then you can use the same application and click that button to associate images. If mobile, only one application. If you're taking it on a laptop, then you have to use DigiProctor upload application, which looks like this on the screen, as you can see. Now, while taking the test on the upload application, whenever you put your test key in the same, ensure you are holding the holding the application properly, facing your face on the same. Because whenever you enter into the application, a facial map always happens and checks that you are only using the application with the test. So you have to keep it holding against your face itself when you're logging in, so that you can be authenticated. These instructions are available to you for the same. Now the application looks like this, and with the inputs received from the last tests as well as students' queries and the university instructions itself, we have now given you two ways via which you can upload your images or answers into the test. Whenever you go into the application, as you see here, you will get two ways: upload answers or email answers. In case you are facing troubles in any of the way, you can use the either or the other one in the same. I'll tell you how both the ways work from the flow itself. One best practice that you have to ensure whenever you are taking a test is please have 2 to 3 dozens of white A4 papers ready with you beforehand. In case during the test you want to go to get those papers, you will be away and you might get alerts and your trust scores will be going down. So please have them ready beforehand in the test area itself. Ensure to have white background papers only so that clear image can be captured from your mobile devices and associated with the same. Let me show you now the upload steps of the same. All of the guides are available on your login page itself. I'm just reinstating the same. You can refer to them at any point of time. How do you use the upload application? Let us go step by step into the same. This is how the application looks like. You will enter your test key. The same test key which you are taking the test has to be entered here. Where do you get the test key? Whenever you are in the test. Firstly, you will be have to logged in into the laptop from the test only. Once you are in the test, on the above blue bar itself, you will find the test key. You'll use the same to enter into the upload application also. Your facial recognition will happen where you'll have to click a picture and a map happens again of you being from the registration image. You have to ensure that your image is matched. If not, then please try it again with a clear background and those instructions that I have already given to you. As the authentication happens, you will have these two ways here to upload your answers. In the upload answers way, you simply have to click the upload answers. In the upload answers, if the bandwidth is high, all these instructions are available to you. So please have a look later on also. In the upload answers, as you click, you will see this kind of screen here, where you'll see a drop down of the questions which are subjective and needs to be uploaded. You will just have to click on that particular question number. If in case there are sections, you will be getting a listing with the sections. If the direct questions, you will just get the direct questions. Click on that particular question. As it comes here, you will have to click on the take picture button. As you click the take picture button, you can only click the image of the answer written right now. You cannot use any pre-existing image. from your mobile device into the same. You will have to take a picture only. Take a picture. This kind of preview will come here. Please ensure the image is clear and in readable format, and then click on the correct button to upload the same. This kind of message will come within 2 to 3 seconds of uploading, depending on your internet connectivity, maximum 5 seconds. It comes instantly. Please wait for this one, and be assured that the image is added to the Digiprompter. If you are done, you can exit the same. You can use the same question and associate up to 20 images into one question. Let's say your answer is long and it's going to 4 pages. So you can associate 4 images via just choosing that particular question. And so on. The next question, whatever question you need to upload, just ensure that it is being done there and keep uploading the images. While uploading, once you have got a successful message, as I showed you while on in the test pad application, you can click on the uploaded media and check whether everything is uploaded properly in the same or not. From there, you have an option to reorder the images or even delete if any image has to be changed. Once you are done, you can click on the exit button here and you will get a confirmation screen. Click on the yes, I want to close the app and exit. Now, one more important notice, this application only works during the duration of the test. So after logging into the test pad, log in into this application and this will stop working as the test time gets over. So please ensure that you are uploading continuously your images and associating them with the test. Hope it is clear. Now moving on to the next part. What is the email answers mode? There were two ways while you could upload your answers. In case you are facing any troubles in the uploading part or the application is not responding because it requires a regular internet connection. So in case you have low internet connectivity, as mentioned here, low bandwidth, whatever is there. So you can use this mode, the email answers mode, within the duration of the test. In case you want to get back to the same, you can run the application again or go back to the screen and do the email answers thing. How do we do the email part? Let me show you the screen. This is how you'll get the screen when you'll go to the email part. You'll see that section drop down and the question number. In case there are sections, you have to click on the number of section, let's say 1, 2, 3, whatever section it is, and input the question number for the same, for which you are uploading the image. Once done, you will click on OK and image. You will get a confirmation screen that you are uploading for this particular question and the section. You will again have to click the photo again. No pre-existing image can be used. You will have to click the same only. This also works within the duration of the test only. This is how you click the same and you will get these two buttons, cancel and send email. For the first time, it will ask you that which email client do you want to use with the application. So whatever installed email clients are in your app, mobile devices, that will appear here. You can use the same, use whatever you are using, or even use the email service options available here to create your account. And this is only for the first time. Next time onward, you'll just click this one, whatever email client you are using, and this is the screen where you'll land to. Email would be drafted and you will have to click on this send button, even if you have low internet connectivity. Please send this button. This will remain in the outbox of your device and it will be sent as and when the internet connectivity is there. This is independent of all connections to us directly. And you can keep on uploading. Similarly, you can keep on uploading all the answers using the same way. Once done, you can either click the select next question, or if done, you can click the exit button to go out of the same. Similar process is to be repeated in the same. This is how you upload any subjective responses in the same. Now, any of the drawings, equations, tables that you have to write, that you can do in this manner itself. So we have covered so far your login part, your test taking experience, and your subjective lab as such, how to respond for subjective questions. Let's come to the last part of the training right now, which is installation lab. How do you do the installation? As we mentioned here, all the links of the devices are available on the respective application stores. So the applications are available on both Play Stores and the App Stores on your Android and Apple devices. To download the application on your laptops, either Windows or Mac OS devices, you will have to come on the DigiProctor homepage itself, the link for which will be available here only. Once you go into your account, every time on the dashboard, you will find the link to download the application in your devices right here. Now this button, clicking this button will inspect whatever device you are using. If in case you're using a Windows 32-bit device, 64-bit device, or even a Mac OS. Click on this button, a relevant setup will be downloaded and you have to install the same in your devices, one-time activity. All the instructions of installation are available in the user guides itself. You can refer to the same for a step-by-step process here itself. Now, in case you're facing some troubles in the installation or you're not able to run the application properly, there might be some device errors, there might be some application installation troubleshooting that you have to do. In here on this page itself, second option, you will have these options of troubleshooting the installation. In case you're using a Windows device, you'll come to this screen. This will automatically detect whatever version of the machine you're using. In case you were not able to install the same, you can install these alternate ways via which you can install the application. The instructions of which are available on your page itself, here itself. Everything is available here. So whatever is recommended here, you will have to download that particular one. Follow these instructions to just install the same and run the application. Please ensure whenever you get an error message as such, try to restart your devices and try it again, because at times your memory is full, the device's memory is full, which hampers the installation to go in the proper manner. So whatever you are doing, in case you face any error, restart the device and then try it again. Otherwise, these troubleshoot options are available to you. In case you are using it on a Mac OS, so a step-by-step instruction guide of whatever needs to be done in case of any error message, everything is specified here and it is available for you here itself. So applications and mobile devices are available in the Play Stores. Please ensure to have the latest devices, latest versions, and check for any updates also in case we are launched. Any update is launched is for the performance enhancements and solving any problems that you might be facing in the same. So always ensure latest version of the applications are there. Troubleshooting is available here, and this is how you'll be able to install the applications in your devices. Now coming to the last part of the part, how do you contact to the support? So a support helpline is always available on the login page itself, or even on the DigiProctor homepage, you'll see this support button here. It is landing up on the same here where you'll get the contact details in case anything is not found and you have any error as such. Any problem you face during the test, before the test, in the mock test, this information is for you. This is the helpline that you can connect with, and you'll be able to connect with the particular resources, or you can drop an email on this email address. Reinstating on the support part, these are the support details just for your reference. Please save this number and the email devices in your hot dial for the particular duration and use it extensively as much as you want to solve your queries and have everything relied. Now the whole process is the trainings, this similar to this one, will be happening. It will happen 4 times today, 2 slots, and tomorrow also 2 slots. Once these trainings you have taken, from tomorrow onwards, we'll be starting with the mock tests where you'll be having the whole experience where how the test is going to be done. And we recommend you take the tests both on laptops as well as mobile devices beforehand. You'll get multiple chances in these coming 3 days for the same. In case you have any, okay, regarding the support segregation also, I wanted to clarify on this part here. We have been receiving some individual queries on our individual email boxes regarding to, let's say, phone number change request or any request regarding the login part. So this is the only information point of contacts which you need to refer in case of any queries. These are the only ones which are monitored and are dedicatedly available for you. Now, in case you have any of the data exam related query, you have to contact to your university exam office or mail to this email address available here. Any data changes we are not authorized to do directly. Any phone number changes are there, email changes are there. You have to get them done from the examination office itself right away. In case of any technical or platform related query, you have issues with the installation or during the test or anything is related to the platform, these are the details, these are the contact details that you need to refer to and connect with us so that we can resolve the same. So please be assured and please connect to the relevant party so that you can get the solution instantly for your any of the problems in the same. We have covered all of the steps as such as mentioned before the training itself. We have covered the login lab where we have covered the authentication. We have covered how you have to appear for the test, how you have to appear for subjective questions, as well as all the installation queries. Now, a follow-up session is also planned, which will consist of the same information. Whoever was not available or not able to join the same will be able to join in the next one and can get the training done in the same. From tomorrow, you'll get the invites. The account invites have been sent to you. All the three ways mentioned to you to gain access to your account. The mock test will start from tomorrow. Now I'll just try to address all of the queries that you have been writing while I was demonstrating the same. And let me address the queries that you have written on the chat part as such. Yes, so I have got some queries regarding the compatible versions. I'll just share the screen once again and show you the supported versions for the applications from where you can take the test. Laptop, Windows and Mac OS, mobile phone, Android and iPhone. Compatible versions are listed here. So these are the recommended versions. We recommend you use the same itself for a good experience into the test. In case and every time you want to access the DigiProctor DigiProctor login, your dashboard account, you will have to use the Chrome browser in your laptop or desktop itself. It might give you error messages in